ladies and gentlemen, Robin Hood family, my guy, Bobby Ashley.
Thank you, Westmore, for that amazing introduction. Good morning, everyone. How you all doing? All right. I knew from the age of 7 that I wanted to be a filmmaker. As anyone in Hollywood would tell you, that's not easy. But see, I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn, where people have a lot of drive and determination. The stories you see in the media about neighborhoods like mine tend to focus on crime, poverty, drugs, and violence. And yes, people face a lot of this walking out their door every day. But our stories go deeper than that. You see, I grew up in the Van Dyke housing projects in Brownsville, the third of 5 kids. Both of my parents worked hard. My dad managed a record store in Lower Manhattan, and my mom was a bank teller. We didn't have a lot of money, but my parents made sure we had everything we needed. Sunday dinners, bedtime stories, a lot of laughter. When I was 6, I was crazy about Thomas the Tank Engine toy. Yes, I was that 6-year-old kid. So my father actually made a Thomas the toy out of a cardboard box. And I loved it. I saw how creative he was and how he made something out of nothing. Then, when I was 7, my father took me to go see Thomas and the Magic Railroad. I remember sitting in the theater and watching the credits and imagining my name on the screen, directed by Bobby Ashley. That same year, my dad passed away from colon cancer. He was only 32 years old. His cancer was detected too late. My mom now had to raise 3 boys and 2 girls as a single parent. We were 10, 8, 7, 4, and 2. Like many moms who lost a husband, she carried grief, but my mother kept going. She did everything possible to keep her family safe and secure. We went to church every Sunday. She even took us to therapy. But me, I haven't talked much in those sessions. I had developed a stutter. Maybe it was the trauma of losing my father that triggered it and made me introverted. But it also made me an observer. My brothers and sisters and I tried to forget our sadness by watching TV together. The movie Crooklyn by Spike Lee, Boys in the Hood by John Singleton, and my favorite TV show, A Different World. I learned that there were people who looked like me and did what I wanted to do. I learned the word filmmaking and what it meant. So I told my mom, hey, I want to be a filmmaker. And she said, okay. That's my mom, all unconditional love. She always believed her kids could be anything they wanted to be. Then in 8th grade, I had a teacher named Ms. Harrison who had us write an autobiography. And when I showed mine to her, she said, this will make a great movie, Bobby. But Ms. Harrison, she kept it real with me. She said, if you're serious about being a director, you have to speak up and make sure people hear you. Because I was still that quiet kid who wrote more than I spoke. I'd write a script every week and bring it to the lunchroom, and everyone would read my stories. When I was 16, I made my first short film called Thicker Than Water. It was about 3 kids who lost both of their parents. I borrowed a video camera. I posted an ad for actors on casting networks. Actors in their 20s came to my apartment in Brownsville to audition and found this quiet 16-year-old kid. What? Some of them thought it was a joke. But we found the actors and we made our movie. And I submitted it to the Tribeca Film Festival. I sure did. And they rejected it. But when they saw how old I was, they sent me a note that said, keep going. In high school, Innovation Diploma Plus High School, I had an art teacher named Mr. Turner who noticed my passion and told me to apply to the film program at Brooklyn College. However, my GPA was low. You see, I have been busy in my head writing scripts and making movies and not so focused on my classes. My counselor told me I needed a better GPA to get into Brooklyn College. She told me about a new community college that just opened. This was Guttman. I loved the idea that it was new. So I applied, I got in, and I started right after high school. I was excited, but also anxious, thrown into the world of college. But one of the great things about Guttman was their summer bridge program, where we met our classmates and teachers and learned what was expected of us. They asked me what our goals were, asked us what our goals were. I said, I want to study film at Brooklyn College. They helped me figure out what classes I need to take so I could get my requirements done in 2 years and dive into filmmaking as soon as I got to Brooklyn College. One of the first things I had to do at Guttman was a presentation about Chinatown. Presentation, let me tell you about Guttman. At Guttman, they love public speaking. Guttman, y'all either have a tagline that said, Guttman, we're all about presentations. I had to present to about 30 kids. I stood sideways, not looking at anyone, pointing to the screen behind me, and they were shouting from the back, "We can't hear you, Bobby. Speak up." I told my professor that I had a fear of not pronouncing words correctly. He said, "Who cares if you say a word wrong? It's your personality that matters. Be yourself." With all those presentations I had to give at Guttman, I got louder and more confident. I became a better storyteller. I had an English professor named Professor Ugama who had us create stories about zombies. Turns out I had one, and I got an A+. This gave me the courage to ask Professor Ugama if I could show my new short film to my classmates, and she said yes. My classmates weren't shy about telling me what was wrong. Guttman is really about community. I was learning from my classmates and my teachers to be a better artist. I had peer mentors who helped me along the way. I met friends who were like-minded go-getters. Thank you, Guttman. You helped me make it to Brooklyn College in 2 years. Guttman even helped me apply for financial aid and grants. I found my tribe at Brooklyn College, other people who want to work together and tell our stories through our lens. We decided to make a web series about Brownsville, Brooklyn, called The Ave. As I said, living in an economically challenged neighborhood can be, well, very challenging. And while I was sheltered by my family, I saw a lot of sad things happening to my peers. But I also saw beyond the crime and violence that gets so much play on the news and in movies and TV. So I wrote The Ave, a story about people trying to live and thrive in a world where opportunities are limited. I put the first season of The Ave on YouTube during my junior year at Brooklyn College. We started to get views. Later, I added it to Amazon Prime independently. I was the writer, the director, distributor, and publicist. Everything. I called Kirsten Cole, a reporter at WPIX News, and after about 20 emails, yes, that was me, I sent her 20 emails, she agreed to come in and interview us about the Ave. The morning her story was on the news, I graduated from Brooklyn College. I was down in the basement of the Barclays Center waiting to get my diploma. Watching that interview on my phone, the entire film department was cheering. Today, our series, The Ave, has over 20 million views on Amazon Prime, standing. Both The Ave and my second series, a comedy called Single Man Problems, not based on me, got into several film festivals this past summer. So, Ms. Harrison was right. I couldn't be a director without making my voice heard. Thank you, Guttman, for helping me find my voice and for creating a community of people who believed in me, for helping me realize my childhood dream of seeing my name on the screen, written and directed by Bobby Ashley. Thank you, Guttman, so much. Thank you.